Hello students, Introduction to Human Resource Management and Environment, Lesson 2. Today we discuss functions of human resource management, managerial and operative role of human resource management, personnel management versus human resource management, strategic management approach, the role of globalization in HR policy and practice. So, first let us focus on the major functions of human resource management, and also we discuss about the major challenges of human resource management. Coming to the functions of human resource management, HRM is effectively utilize all the available human resources by developing their competencies according to the organizational requirements. The functions of HRM can be categorized into two categories: managerial, operative. And here, coming to the managerial functions or managerial role, we have four important functions or roles. Similarly, for operative functions, we have five important roles. So, let us concentrate on managerial functions. In managerial functions, the first one is planning, second one is organizing, third directing, and fourth one is controlling. Coming to planning, planning is a predetermined course of action. It is concerned with determining organizational goals and formulating the policies and procedures for attaining those goals. Planning is future oriented and gives directions for attaining the goals. Forecasting is important element for planning. Next one is organizing. Organizing is the method of achieving the planned task. It is the process of allocating the jobs in the direction of achieving the goals. Organizing includes activities like allocation of task to the subordinates, establishing departments, delegating authority, establishing channels of communication, coordination of work, etc. Coming to directing. Directing is the process of activating and coordinating the individual and group efforts in order to achieve the goals and objectives. Directing includes activities like maintaining morale, getting things done by subordinates, motivating subordinates. In order to achieve our goals or objectives. And next one is controlling. The next function after directing is controlling, which is the process of checking the performance to confirm whether the activities are going according to the plans made. Controlling involves the activities like setting performance standards, checking, verifying, and comparing the actual with the plans and taking corrective action if required. Next important category is operative functions or operative roles. Operative functions are the functions related to particular department or particular section. Operative functions vary from department to department depending on the nature of the department. Effectively performed operative functions of human resource management ensure placing right people on the right job at the right time. So we have five roles or functions: acquisition, development, integration, maintenance, compensation. Acquisition involves acquiring right kind of people and placing them in a right position in tune with the organizational requirements. Acquisition includes activities like job analysis, human resource planning, manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction, transfer, promotion, demotion, etc. Development, it is the process meant to improve the knowledge, skills, aptitude, and values of employees so that they can do better or contribute much to their job. Development includes activities like performance appraisal, training, and career planning, career development. Integration. Integration is the process of reconciling, reuniting the organizational goals with its members. Integration includes motivation, job satisfaction, grievance handling, collective bargaining, employee participation, discipline, conflict management, developing human relations, improving quality of work life, etc. Next one is maintenance. Maintenance includes activities like organizational health, human resource audit, human resource accounting, etc. Compensation. It includes determination of wages and salaries matching with the contribution made by the employees to achieve organizational goals. Compensation includes activities like job evaluation, wage and salary administration, incentives, bonus and fringe benefits. Now, let us focus on personnel management versus human resource management. Human resource management is a series of decisions that affect the relationship between employees, and employers. Even it affects many constituencies and is intended to influence the effectiveness of employees and employers. Coming to the differences between personnel management, human resource management, let us consider some 8 aspects. Based on those 8 aspects, let us differentiate both personnel management and the HRM, human resource management. As you all know, personnel management is the management of people employed. Management of people employed. Coming to human resource management, it is the management of employees' skills, knowledge, abilities, talents, aptitudes, creative abilities, etc. Personnel management. Employee in personnel management is viewed as a commodity. Employee in human resource management is considered as a resource. Personnel function is only auxiliary. HRM is a strategic management function. Personnel management is a daily routine administrative function. Human resource management is a developmental process of the workforce over long periods. Personnel management takes a narrow view. It is a reactive and responds only when need arises. It emphasizes on economic rewards and traditional methods. Whereas human resource management is proactive. It is concerned with the present and anticipates the future needs. It is a systematic approach. Personnel management is independent of the organizational strategies. Human resource management accounts for all the parts of the organization. Personnel management uses traditional methods. HRM has a broader outlook. Personnel management believes job satisfaction will lead to improved performance. Human resource management approves that good performance will lead to high morale and satisfaction of employees. Now, let us focus on the strategic management approach in organizations. Strategic human resource management is defined differently by different authors. Strategic human resource management, according to Patrick Wright and Gary McMahon, it is planned human resource deployment and activities are intended to enable an organization to achieve its goals. According to Donald, the set of managerial decisions and actions that determine the long-term performance of a corporation. It includes the process of environmental scanning, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and evaluation and control. strategic approach of human resource management in organization is we have see for example HRM practices, we have firm strategy, we have HR capital pool that is related to skills and abilities, HR behavior, we have firm level outcomes, performance, satisfaction, absenteeism, etc. And we have institutional or political forces. Earlier, there existed a concept of traditional human resource management, which included the functions such as compensation, training, staffing, etc. These departments focus mainly on technical aspects rather than the strategic aspects of their areas of expertise. Recently, the concept of strategic human resource management is evolved. Although this concept appears to be new, it should not be considered that human resource practices haven't always existed in organizations. Today, a great importance is given to strategic human resource management. According to several researchers, firms, they are employing strategic human resource practices, and they have found significant implication on the performance, on the organizational performance. All the components of strategic human resource management compensation system is proved to be the most significant component that plays important role in human resource practices of an organization. Just to have an idea, let us have a quick idea about the traditional HRM practice versus strategic HRM practice. In traditional HRM, we can see that HRM is a series of decisions that affect the relationship between employees and employers. Whereas in strategic HRM, it is the pattern of planned human resource deployment and activities intended to enable an organization to achieve its goals. In traditional HRM, administrative and overhead function. Traditional HRM is always administrative and overhead function, the role is. Whereas in HRM, strategic HRM, we can observe that it is employee productivity consulting center. Traditional HRM is reactive in nature, whereas strategic HRM is proactive in nature. Traditional HRM comprises weak status in an organization, whereas strategic HRM comprises of strong status in an organization. In traditional HRM, the risk is very low, whereas in strategic HRM, the risk is very high. Traditional HRM primarily concerned about the process and its control, whereas the strategic HRM is concerned primarily about the results. Traditional HRM is inflexible to change, whereas strategic HRM is flexible to change. Traditional HRM contains routine, established programs and systems, whereas strategic HRM is more adaptive, innovative, and systems to meet future needs. Traditional HRM has a fragmented approach, whereas strategic HRM is an integrated approach. Traditional HRM is concerned with employee relations. Strategic HRM is concerned with internal as well as the external relations. Now, let us know about the HR policies, need for HRM policies, objectives of human resource policy. A policy is a pre-planned action plan which acts as a guide towards achieving the strategies and goals of the organization with the determination, approval, and implementation of policies and procedures. The company can attain its vision. The policies of human resources acts as a guide for managing people in the organization. It also outlines the organizational philosophies and values with respect to the way in which the employees must be treated. This helps in deriving the principles based on which the managers will act while dealing with the HR matters. HRM policies need. HRM policies are needed for attaining human resource management objectives and organizational objectives. These policies are needed by every organization for identifying the discrimination and favorism in dealing with the employees and taking measures to reduce it, for ensuring continuous actions to be taken on all employees irrespective of their position with the help of managers, maintaining the performance standards, comparing actual results with the policy to ascertain the level of implementation, developing and enhancing the commitment and the dedication of employees towards the organization. Coming to the objectives of human resource policy, to enable the human resources to devote more effort and time on innovativeness instead of sticking to the tedious issues, to promote adequate and impartial decision making on all the matters of human resources within the firm, to encourage a cooperative and effective environment of work on the basis of team concept, to promote optimum utilization of human capital and potentialities, to act as a means through which a strong sense of commitment and ownership can be instilled among the employees of an organization, which is a prerequisite for attainment of business strategies of a firm, to enable the overall development of human resources for individual as well as for firms' benefits. Now, let us focus on the role of globalization in human resource policy and practice. In the current competitive business environment, every organization wants to expand its business in other countries, that is at global level. The emergence of globalization enabled these organizations to expand freely without too many difficulties and hurdles. Therefore, while expanding the business organizations require high volume of human resource for managing such high human resource policies and practices are required. In such situations, the concept of globalization plays a very important role in designing, managing human resource policies and practices. As the globalization is the process which push people together from all nations of the globe into a single community, it connects the people with the network of various communication technologies. Hence, this aspect of globalization affects and plays a crucial in HRM practices of the current business world. Traditionally, HR managers are used to recruit the employees from a particular area or from particular state or nation. After the emergence of globalization, HR manager can recruit employees anywhere from the world as per the requirement of business organization. As a result of this, the concept of global or international human resource management um, is introduced for managing the diversity of workforce recruited from across the world. The role of globalization on HR policies and practices can be summarized by some points. Let us have a discussion. Let us have points related to the role of globalization on HR policies. First point, it focuses on the role in managing the diversity of culture. As globalization allows the HR manager to recruit employees from different nations, it becomes difficult for the HR manager in managing and training the foreign employees as per the requirements of the country in which employees are going to work. Globalization strategy helps the managers in effectively managing the recruitment process as well as the retention process. However, cultures vary in different situations, that is, it may differ in various grounds like language changes, perceptions, communication, society, etc. Due to such differences, the person who is recruited for managing the overseas work may not be able to manage or survive. Therefore, role of globalization in HRM sometimes may become negative. Role in managing expatriates. Expatriates are the most experienced employees of the organization. When an organization is planning to open a branch in another country, then it definitely requires some expatriate for managing new project in other countries. As the role of globalization comes into existence and helps the HR manager to recruit, retain or motivate expatriates for managing foreign countries projects by satisfying their personal and financial needs. Role in managing virtual employees. Virtual employees are those who always work on sites, client's location, employees of information technology companies who are always busy in client's work at client's location. Therefore, while going global, managing, motivating and retaining virtual employees becomes crucial. Globalization gives more importance to the virtual employees compared to offshore employees. Role in educating employees with technology. The introduction of globalization enabled the organization to train and educate the employees from latest technologies like ERP, SAP, etc. Such a strategy of organization is copied from multinational corporations which always try to equip their employees with the latest technology. They also provide certifications to them, which becomes a major advantage when certified employees got selected for any foreign or global level project. The globalization plays an important role in educating human resources with the latest technology. Role in changing employees' perspective. Globalization play an important role in changing the perspective, thinking of organizational human resources, that is employees. After the emergence of globalization, employees are now treated as business partners. Employees of the organization is responsible towards the development and growth of organization and considered as a partner organization. As a result, employees show more interest in achieving organizational goals and expanding the business of organization at a global level. Globalization plays a crucial and important role in managing human resource policies and practices and enable human resource managers to think at a global level. Coming to the globalization and international human resource management, let us discuss about the international human resource management. International human resource management is defined as a process in which multinational companies manage their employees internationally. According to Ferner and Hyman, international HRM is an extension of HRM which focuses on strategic importance and on vertical and horizontal integration. Traditionally, the business was confined to perform only specific roles within the organization. Now, there has been tremendous change in the functioning of an organization. Companies from local to international. International business refers to a process of carrying out the functions of organization business globally. The companies competing globally have to face a cutthroat competition. The companies which carry out their operations internationally are of two types: international firms and multinational firms. International firms refer to those firms which carry out their operations in subsidiaries overseas that are highly centralized and depend on the manufacturing capacity of the parent company. Multinational firms refer to those firms which carry out their business in various countries and manage them from the center. Now, let us differentiate international human resource management versus domestic human resource management. International human resource management is the process of recruitment, planning, allocation, effective utilization of human resources for a global firm or MNC. Whereas domestic HRM is a process of recruiting, planning, allocation and utilization of human resource for domestic purpose. Focus. International human resource management deals with the employees sourced at different host countries such as expatriates and local employees. Whereas domestic HRM deals with the employee of the nation. International human resource management has a broader perspective and involves in more number of functions beyond the scope of domestic HRM. The function of domestic HRM is limited to the particular country in which the firm is operating. International human resource management is associated with the formulation of HR systems that are to be accepted across different countries and local employees working under different cultures, etc. Domestic HRM is associated with framing HR systems by considering the needs, expectations of the local employees. International human resource management has to consider the personal life of their employees, mostly in case of expatriates, as well as for local employees, that is housing facilities, transportation facilities, recreation activities, according to their needs and requirements. Domestic HRM does not consider the personal aspects of the employees to more extent. The external forces have a substantial impact on the international human resource management functions. They have to consider the changes in political environment, social and economic environment, government regulations of different countries while training HR policies for the international organization. Domestic human resource management has a superficial impact on the external forces to some extent. International human resource management is associated with some risks that of domestic HRM and some additional risks such as expatriates, seizure of assets of international business in foreign country. Domestic HRM is associated with some risks such as unfair hiring practices, violation of laws, strikes and other labor union problems in the country. Now, let us study the strategies or approaches to international human resource management. The selection policy plays a very important role in global business as it selects different types of employees that fit with the global operations. The three strategies or approaches of global selection in human resource management can be Ethnocentric Approach, Polycentric Approach, Geocentric Approach. Coming to the Ethnocentric Approach, in this approach, the parent country nationals are appointed for performing the key management jobs. We have Philips, Toyota, Procter and Gamble, the key posts are to be given to the parent country. Benefits of ethnocentric approach. It helps in appointing potential candidates from the parent company, which are difficult to found in host countries. It helps the firms to continue with their existing corporate culture. It helps in transforming the core competencies of the company when they are possessed by the existing employees of parent country nationals. Limitations of ethnocentric. It affects host country national as the key positions are occupied by parent country nationals, which leads to low production. The subsidiary can face cultural myopia as it is very difficult to understand the culture of a host country. The polycentric approach. In this approach, the key position of the management as well as the key positions of the subsidiaries are occupied by the host country nationals. Benefits. Host country nationals are aware of the culture and business culture, helps in improving the satisfaction level of the employees of the subsidiaries. It is less expensive. It helps in reducing the overall cost of the subsidiaries to a great extent. Coming to the limitations, there is low mobility of employees between subsidiaries and among the subsidiaries and headquarters. The organizational culture of the parent company is not possible to adopt in the subsidiaries. Headquarters and subsidiaries act in different perspectives, so it is not possible to exchange the culture of subsidiaries and headquarters. Geocentric approach. To overcome the defects of the previous approaches, Geocentric approach has been introduced. The benefits of geocentric approach are helps in selecting the suitable and efficient human resources, helps in enhancing the skills of different individuals, helps in developing multi-skilling as a core competence and avoids cultural myopia. Limitations. Many countries forces MNCs to fill the key positions of management by employing their citizens. Foreign nationals are employed very rarely. It consumes a lot of time. It is very expensive. So with this, we have completed Unit 1 of Human Resource Management, that is Introduction to Human Resource Management and Environment. And with this, I conclude. And in our next class, we can focus on Unit 2. The name of the unit is Acquiring Human Resources. Thank you.